shaking, I managed to call the police. They were quick to respond and calm me down because my blood pressure just went through the roof. My money is gone though. The police asked me if I knew who did it, and I told them, yes, it was pump number 3. Mr. President.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rock. Thank you. And let's hear now from the grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Pam Scrimsher, who's going to introduce us the word of the day. Please, Toastmasters.
Okay, I don't seem to have screen sharing, but it's an easy peasy. Because it's the peak of the week, we're going to talk about the apex, A-P-E-X, which is the peak of something if it's a noun. For example, the apex of my dancing career was my fourth grade performance as the Sugar Plum Fairy. But it can also be used as a noun, apex. And so consequently, I apexed in my dancing career in fourth grade as the Sugar Plum Fairy. The interesting thing is, like most Latin words that end in EX, you can make the plural by adding ES, sort of the English way, A-P-E-X-E-S, apexes. Like mountain ranges have a lot of apexes. Or if you want to be more academic, you can change the E to I, and it's A-P-I-C-E-S, apices. Not a word you hear a lot, but apex, we're at the peak of the week, or we're at the apex of the week. Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Madam Grammarian. Apex, the word of the day. Stay on stage, remain on stage. Please share with us a few things about yourself. Toastmaster Scrimsher.
I'm sorry, I couldn't quite hear.
I'm going to start, since you're already on stage, I'm going to start with you with a self-introduction. Remain on stage.
Thank you very much, Mr. Presiding Officer. Yes, I am Pam Scrimsher. I am in Windermere, Florida. And the apex of my week this week is Toastmasters, but also I was able to finish my vegetable garden. So double apex. I'll have to find apices, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Vegetable garden, love it. Thank you, Toastmaster Scrimsher. DTM Berkeley, I haven't seen you in a long time, since yesterday. Please.
It is so good to be here. Yes, I have to go off and visit a client. I keep thinking I'm retired, but they come back and they wave money at me. I'm going to coach her. Her son gave her a new Windows machine. She's baffled. She should talk to the son about elder abuse. But I'm going to go over there and swap stories. She's a retired Toastmaster. Melanie Camp, if anyone knew Steve Camp years ago, he was, well, whatever. That's my day. It's going to be good. Distinguished Toastmaster Kip Barkley.
Thank you, DTM Barkley. And let's see here now from Tom Quinn.
Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, I'm Tom Quinn here in Fort Lauderdale, sunny Fort Lauderdale. For those that are interested, the cat has been fed, the dog has been walking, and I'm ready for another wonderful Thursday morning with each and every one of you. What a pleasure to be here. As I walked out this morning, I could see the silhouette of the moon in between two planets. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous time, Mr. President.
Thank you, Toastmaster Quinn. You remind me of the great actor Anthony Quinn in the movie La Strada with Giulietta Masina by Federico Fellini. If you haven't seen the movie, check it out. It's a beautiful movie. Anthony Quinn, what a great actor. And we have Tom Quinn here. Hey! All right. Now let's hear from the lady from Pennsylvania, soon to be from Florida. Am I correct?
Well, let's see. Good morning, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters. I am Alita Richmond from Southwest Pennsylvania, and I would say that the apex of this week was yesterday when I finally reinstalled my satellite computer and got it to sync up. For the internet to sync up. Happy to be with you, trying to finish up my presentation mastery path.
Thank you, Toastmaster Richmond. Your sound is very clear. Wow, what improvement. All right, let's hear now from the Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Bastine.
Good morning, Mr. President and fellow Toastmasters. And we don't have any guests today. Welcome, Val. I'm Randolph Bastine, Sergeant at Arms. And the apex of this week was Tuesday in my singing lessons. I actually pretty much nailed my song. I'm learning the Italian opera called Già Sole delle Gange. So that was the apex of this week. Thank you. Back to you all.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bastine. And let's hear now from DTM, Mary Ellen Day.
Yes, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, and our soon-to-be Toastmaster Val Cray. Yes, this may be the apex of our marriage. I'm not sure about it, but I finally got my husband, Jim Day, to move out of his man cave, or what you might call his storage unit. He built a little cabana in the back where we can store our tools and all that other stuff. But I seem like I finally got him to move in with me completely, except for the little storage area with his bikes. But there's no way he can move around in there. So I think I've got him trapped. And I firmly believe this could be the apex of our marriage. Mr. President.
Thank you, DTM Day. DTM Jim Day, are you trapped?
I am never trapped. I am Jim Day, DTM, and your treasurer. And I feel that one of the apices of my life is when Mary Helen and I got married. And there just seems to be more every month as we do new things together. Mr. President.
Thank you, DTM Day. And let's hear back from Toastmaster Rock. Signora Rock, come stai?
Buongiorno, Mr. President, distinguished Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and soon-to-be Toastmaster Val. My name is Marie Rock. I'm a Visionary Communicator 5, Strategic Relationships 2. I feel like I have an apex every time I overcome a fear, and one of them was public speaking in Toastmasters. Mr. President.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rock. And let's see now from the Toastmaster who is wearing my favorite color, aqua green, if I'm not mistaken. Toastmaster Scott May.
Thank you, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, and joining Toastmaster Val. Welcome. Good morning, everybody. I am Scott May. And tomorrow I fly to North Carolina and will spend the weekend literally on a mountaintop on the apex of Scaly Mountain near Highlands at the Mountain Retreat Center for the weekend. I am so excited. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Toastmaster Scott May. And now I'm so excited to hear from our soon-to-be new member, Val Gray. We are so happy you decided to join this club. Please.
Good morning, Mr. President and Toastmasters. The apex of my week will be tomorrow when my granddaughter graduates from high school. Glad to be here. Looking forward to joining. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Val. And Toastmaster Ilsen.
Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, soon to be new Toastmaster. My name is Anna Ilsen, Innovative Planning Level 3, Engaging Humor Level 3. The apex of my week was yesterday when one of my daughters voluntold me that I will be the non-accredited Spanish teacher of my two granddaughters. Mr. President.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ilsen. All right, my name is Paolo Barone, the presiding officer, Earlybird Toastmasters. The apex of my week is going to be definitely, beside today, tomorrow, because I will be flying to Italy. Sole mio, sta in front a te. I can't wait to get on the plane. and see you next week from Italy. All right. Let's get the party going. Let's welcome to the stage the conductor of this amazing train today, which is Toastmaster Alita Richmond.
All aboard, all aboard. The train is now at the station. Let's all board and we'll get this trip on the road. Thank you and buongiorno, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, and our newest Toastmaster, as soon as she's inducted, Val. Are we doing the business before we start the program, Kip?
Let's do that. Let us induct Val here. Now, Val, you just can't walk in off the street and join Earlybird Toastmasters. We have to vote you in. So we're going to ask, we got to put you in the back in the waiting room, and we're going to talk about you and bring you back. That's what's going on. If we can get Randolph to do that, we'll see you go poof. Da, 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 da. If we lose you, rejoin and do something. We do love you. I think the vote's going to be positive. You're muted. You're muted.
Sorry. I'm trying to find on my computer's not. There we go. There's Val. And we're going to put you in the waiting room. Okay. There you go.
There she goes.
Oh,
Well,
good.
Miss Val Cray has invited and applied for membership. Mr. Treasurer, did the money show up?
Yes, the money showed up before the application did.
All right. We got a couple of those from her. So it looks like we're good, huh?
Yeah, I got about 6 emails with applications. I just picked one.
Pick one. Yeah, yeah. Excellent.
Eagerness. That sounds like eagerness and enthusiasm, which is something we need.
Yeah, yeah. Do we hear a motion to
So moved. I move that we
second?
invite Val to
I
join
second.
Earlybird.
Do we have any discussion, any praise? Has Interpol given us her report yet?
She's clear. I checked with the people in France.
Music to my ears, the word clear. Excellent. Any other discussion? All right. Then we invite her in. We all applaud raucously as she comes back in. Do bring her
All right.
back.
Here she comes.
Do we vote?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Thank you.
Oh,
you
wait.
Jerry, and you all in favor.
We're gonna go-
Aye.
All opposed. That didn't sound like no abstentions. Motion carries. Now let's.
Unanimously.
Here she comes.
Yay!
All right.
Yay, Val.
Member Val.
The vote went right through. The grassroots support was there. Now, there are 2 questions I ask you. In joining Earlybird, will you show up regularly? That would be a good thing.
Yes.
That's good. Doesn't have to be every time. Regular is what good. And will you do what you say?
Yes.
Wow, that's the secret to life, by the way, too, speaking of. Now we ask the rest of the members, will you support Val and her slog through pathways and Toastmasters?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, welcome. I will send out a paper roster. A few of us still like paper, but it's all online and I'll be showing you where stuff is. Now, we're toying with having an election. We have some coy candidates. We don't want to browbeat them and shame them, but we just see people of great potential and wish we could lure them into high office around here. Well, Randolph, no pressure. Are you interested in high office around here?
Walking the corridors of power.
It's a really rough act to follow too. It's very rough act.
Yeah, yes, it is. Whatever the clubs needs, I'm game for it.
Yay!
Hey, we
Yay!
need leadership. Well, you got Kip Barkley being VP Ed. You've got Tom Quinn entrenched as secretary. What other roles do we have that people are think they're doing or want to do. We'd like some more. Is our treasurer going to stick around?
If need be.
No one does it like you. You have vast experience in corporate America, which is so helpful in squeezing dues out of our members here. So helpful.
And I have a big baseball bat to help too.
That's good. That's good. A police officer once told me if you're going to carry a baseball bat in your car, put in a baseball glove next to it, because then you don't look premeditated when you beat somebody up. It's good to have advice in this world. Good. We need a VP of membership and a public relations and a sergeant at arms, I think. Anybody want to leap into that this time? I mean, Mary Helen has been, under the burdens of leadership. You're doing that.
Well, I have been known to show up at officer training, so I think I'm a good eligible person because I'm regular at those trainings. I do absolutely nothing the rest of the year, but I do show up at those trainings.
But you're qualified. And there will be a training Saturday, June 18th. And whether you already know this or not, or you could perhaps offer to lead it and score a level 5 20-minute speech.
No.
So Roosevelt is our division. I'm going to see if I can bag a number 5 somewhere. Mm-hmm. Anybody want to be a placeholder in public relations or a sergeant at arms?
If you train me to be sergeant at arms, I'll do that.
Okay, I, as much fun as I am, Jim Gould knows more about it, and so does Randolph.
Okay, I'll need training on it, but I'm willing.
That is a wonderful thing. I think we are all set except for public relations, and we'll bag one of those somewhere down the road. I think we've run 2 years without one. So it's a critical job in our structure. Do we want to adopt this slate as presented?
Can I nominate? No, not me. Can I nominate Anna Ilson to be our public relations? Because with her roundups and recaps that she does, clearly she would be the most.
Great idea. And she's got more friends than all of us put together, She does.
I second that.
All right. You'd love to go to that training, wouldn't you, Anna?
I would love to.
Just sit there and say, we don't do that in our club. That's all we got to say.
It's the easiest thing in the world now that we're on Zoom, too.
It'll be the apex of June for me.
I love it. I love it.
March and
okay, we have had an election. We've had an induction. Life is good. Let's get back to our meeting.
Okay, hello Toastmasters, and congratulations to our new officers. Welcome to another best practices meeting of Earlybird Toastmasters. The highlight of the peak of the week. This is the apex. We are part of a worldwide educational program, and Toastmasters meetings all around the globe consist of 3 distinct portions. We have our table topics, prepared speeches, and evaluations. In addition to these main events, we also have the participation of helpers. We've already heard from our grammarian this morning who gave us the word of the day, but Toastmaster Pam Scrimshire, would you please explain your duties?
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster. Yes, this morning I am grammarian, and my goal is to pay careful attention to you all speaking and hear the beautiful languages and different phrases and turns of things that I know you'll do, and write them down and give you credit at the end. And then if we perhaps speak badly, I will, which actually I have not heard in a long time, but who knows, I'll try to pay attention to that. And if there is some grammar usage that's not right that I'm aware of, I will report that, but without letting you know. And the word of the day is apex, and I think it is going to be the apex of the week. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Madam Grammarian. Do we have an awe counter?
Yes, I am the
Oh,
counter.
yes, Tom Quinn, our all counter. Tom Quinn, please explain your duties.
The counter's duty is to count the double clutches when somebody says something and says it again twice, or they do, and I'm going to talk about, or failing to connect things and just use sound fillers. The winner of that will get this evil, evil mark of the devil, which will then scare them from saying ever again. It's a cure, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Quinn. Boy, you're putting the fear in us today. And I call attention to our timer, Randolph Bastine, who has raised his virtual hand so that he appears and is pinned to the top left square. The timer will explain our timing requirements for each portion of the meeting, and then he will signal the active speaker of their time. By participating in these various roles, we all gain and learn and develop better thinking, listening, and leadership skills. We will begin today's meeting with table topics, led this morning by none other than our incoming Vice President of Public Relations, Anna Ilson.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. The purpose of table topics is to provide opportunities for members not speaking on the program to participate and to practice and demonstrate impromptu speaking. Mr. Timer, would you tell us the timing requirements for table topics?
Yes, thank you, Madam Master. Timing for table topics is 1 to 2 minutes with a 30-second deviation only at the end to qualify. On the green, at 1 minute, you'll get the green. 1 minute and 30, you get the amber. 2 minutes, you get the red. And just before the deviation's up, I'm going to be flashing everywhere, and that's your signal to stop, and so you can make time. Thank you. Back to you, Madam Topic
Thank you, Mr. Timer. Thank you. The topic for today are military quotes. Some of them I know who the authors are, some others I don't. So when I know, I will let you know. Okay. We quell the storm and ride the thunder. Distinguished Toastmaster Jim Day.
Thank you, Madam Topic Master. Oh, to ride the thunder. I ride the thunder every day when I get on my Harley. There's a lot of thunder noise there, so much that many people don't want to ride behind me if the pipes are loud. Current bike doesn't have it. But to quell the waves or to quell things, it's to keep our other crazy South Floridian drivers, to quell their disbehavior by staying out of their way. There are a number of nutcases on the road that are out there just going insane. We had one yesterday as we were driving down the Florida Turnpike that decided to go from the far left lane to the exit ramp right through the traffic. Fortunately, everybody else was on their toes. I see this every day in Florida. But what is good is when FHP is coming along and gives them a dose of karma, a well dose of karma, and affects their insurance, their driver's renewals, to quell some of this craziness that is going out there. So the FPL, or the FPH, Florida Highway Patrol, provides much of the thunder to take care of these ridiculous drivers. Madam Topic Master.
Thank you, Distinguished Toastmaster Day. Never interrupt your enemy when he is making a mistake. Toastmaster Paolo Baroni. And that is from Napoleon, by the way.
Never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake. Wow, Napoleon, what a great quote. Madam Tabletop Master, fellow Toastmasters, never interrupt enemy when he's making a mistake. In Italian, we have a saying with the same meaning. Actually, in my own dialect from Puglia, the very end, it says the octopus cooks with his own water. I think applies to the same thing. You don't need to do anything. You just put the octopus in the pot. You don't need to put water and nothing. It's going to cook with his own water, meaning, don't worry, he's gonna take care of himself. And you don't have to do anything. Just watch it and enjoy the show. And that's the same principle. The enemy, if he's making mistakes, you want to correct him? Of course no. Just look at him, pay attention to what he's doing, let it do it, mistake after mistake. Eventually, he's going to be defeated without you raising one finger. Just there, relax, enjoy the show, have fun with it. That's the thing, Napoleon. And in my own dialect, Leccese, which is completely different than Italian, because I translated it from my dialect to Italian, we say, "U purpu, l'acqua sua se cose." Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Baroni. Okay, the only easy day was yesterday. Toastmaster Randolph Bastine.
Thank you, Madam Topic Master. The only easy day was yesterday. That is interesting. I would say, I've never heard that one before, but I can imagine it came from a place probably in someone's heart, whoever came up with that they made it through. Because in the light, and there's a book called The Road Less Traveled, and it starts off as life is hard, which doesn't mean that life is bad. Because if we take on that understanding and acceptance, we could go into every day as it's going to be a challenge, and we're ready to face that challenge. And getting through the challenge is what, gives us the strength when we look back on life and knowing that we made it. And that was easy. So we're ready for whatever the next day is going to bring. So the only easy day being yesterday, I would say that's good advice. And yeah, so I'm ready for the challenge today because yesterday was pretty easy. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bastine. This one is from General MacArthur. We are not retreating. We are advancing in another direction. Toastmaster Kip Barkley. Distinguished Toastmaster Kip Barkley.
I love it. Let's advance in another direction. That's my military style. I'm not of a military direction, background, but yes, I understand advancing to the rear even. Yes. Let's put a positive spin on what we are doing, whatever we want to do. Let's pick the words out that will work best to make happen what we want to have happen. Yes, indeed. Why, I'm trying to get an event going over at Hugh Taylor Birch State Park, and we have a fire. And there's only two kinds of fire, according to Google. campfires and bonfires, but the state has opinions on bonfires. But we're a religious group, so we're calling it a ceremonial fire. That sounds pretty good. What's a ceremonial fire? I don't know. They don't know either. Maybe we can pull this one off. Yes, indeed. We'll put somebody dressed up in black and have some kind of emblem hanging off of them. Maybe that will just buy them off as we advance to the rear and go watch the fire. Thank you so much.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Barkley. This one is from General Eisenhower. Motivation is getting people to do what you want them to do because they want to do it. Toastmaster Val Craig.
Can I ask for a repeat? Can I ask you to read it again?
Yes.
Okay.
Motivation is getting people to do what you want them to do because they want to do it.
That is a true leader. A leader can convince their followers that what we're doing is really what you want to do. Now, I used to do that with my children. What I wanted them to do, I would tell them that this is really in your best interest. This is something that will get you where you want to be. This is something that will just enrich our whole family if you do it. So in my opinion, I'm thinking that motivation is really a sales pitch. How do I sell what I want to get done? I'm going to have to make it so that it is best for you. How can I make it best for you? I've got to know you. I've got to know what's important to you. I've got to know where you want to go. So motivation is about relationship. Where can I learn about you? I can learn about you by talking to you. Motivation is about communication. If I'm talking to you, I'm learning about you, I'm learning about your family, I'm learning about your culture, I'm learning about your travels. Motivation, communication, relationship. There's much wrapped up in motivating and leading. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gray. Do we have time for one more? Or should we wrap it up?
I think we can do one more because we have a short speech.
Okay. All right. The next one is from General Colin Powell. There are no secrets to success. It is the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure. Toastmaster Marie Rock.
Madam Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, there is no secret to success. It is preparation and hard work. Colin Powell. Excellent advice. And we can learn that right here in Toastmasters when we sign up for roles and prepare. Some people can do impromptu speaking, and we do that in our table topics, and we do it quite well. But when we truly want to improve our speaking skills and want to learn specific skills on each path, the key is preparation. To think about it, to sleep on it, to write about it, to read the pathway, to read all of the intrinsic parts of it, and then to present it with our whole heart. And that's the secret to success in Toastmasters. So I encourage you, sign up for a role ahead of time, prepare, and you will reach the apex of your speaking skills. Madam Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rock. Thank you to all the participants. Mr. Timer, how did our participants do?
Everyone qualified. Distinguished Toastmaster Jim Day with 1 minute and 50 seconds. Toastmaster Paulo Barone with 2 minutes and 7 seconds. Toastmaster Randolph with 1 minute and 18 seconds. Distinguished Toastmaster Kip Barkley with 1 minute and 17 seconds. Our soon-to-be Toastmaster Val Cray with 1 minute and 50 seconds. And Toastmaster Marie Rock with 1 minute and 25 seconds. If you all can just send your votes directly to me, then I'll send the winners to our Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you, Mr. Timer. Please vote and send your vote in. And again, thanks for participating. Madam Toastmaster.
Okay, great job, everybody. Please send your vote for best table topics to Randolph. I'm trying to find him here on my chat thing. Oh, here it is. Okay, so please do that. And I think we can take a brief break. Let's take a 3-minute break to make sure our general evaluator, speakers and evaluator are ready to continue with this show. Timer, would you give us 3 minutes? Thank you.
So who's general evaluator today? Is that Mary Helen? Okay. And I think Marie Rock was going to evaluate me, which might be different than the order in the program.
Right.
Marie, is that right?
Yes, yes,
Flip
that's
those.
correct.
And am I up first? I think I am, but hey, I'm easy. Not cheap, but easy.
You have the first, you're the lead off. I'm
Okay.
second. I have a short speech. It's only 3 to 4 minutes, so take
Okay.
as much as you need.
All right. Mine will be, 40 to 50 minutes then. Thank you.
Right.
All right, all right. Just keep it in English, though. We don't need the Icelandic.
After Toastmasters, I know I need to learn Italian.
Multi Mexico.
This is my friend Nova. His old Nova right here. There is my Corvette. And over in the third bay is a covered Mustang of another friend. But they're going to have to move their cars out of here so I can build me an office.
Now there's some thunder, Alita.
There you go.
Beautiful Corvette.
I didn't show you all the motorcycles either. There's 3 motorcycles in here. Plus a rototiller, a snow blower, a fireplace. It's gonna,
Wow.
yeah, crazy.
Well, during my speech, feel free to get on one of the motorcycles and just start riding around. That would be very, very apropos.
Open the door so you don't get asphyxiated.
Right.
That was a nice thing to say, Marie. That means she's not one of your enemies. Because if it's one of your enemies going the wrong way, you just stay silent, I learned.
Right.
When I went to the Baltimore Aquarium and I took a close look at the octopus, I developed a real compassion for them. They have so much personality. And I cannot eat octopus anymore. So I was a little sad about the octopus story today.
Oh, Lord. Poor wandering souls.
They're beautiful creatures. Oh, red.
Boy, did that go by fast. All right, now it's time to move on to, well, the main event here, and that is our prepared speeches portion. We have two experienced speakers this morning, and they will be followed by two quite capable, experienced evaluators. Toastmaster Bastine, please explain the timing requirements for today's prepared speeches.
Okay, all speeches are, okay, sorry about that. All speeches has a 30-minute deviation for before or after. And I do apologize, I didn't get all our timer, everyone's timing today, but at the time, you'll get the green of each one. And then just after like 30 minutes, 30 seconds after the time, I'll put the amber. And then once you've reached your maximum, I will put the red. And just before, I want to be flashing. So I just ask that if I can get the time for each speech just before, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Yes, okay, because they are different times this morning. The first one is 5 to 7, and the second one is 3 to 4. So let's move on. Thank you so much, Mr. Timer. Our first speaker today is Toastmaster Scott May. Toastmaster May is presenting the same speech for the second time, incorporating feedback that he got from his first evaluation. This is the final step required in Presentation Mastery Level 1 project. Well, actually the last step in Presentation Mastery Level 1. The title of his speech is Rubber Side Down, a Redo. Please welcome Toastmaster Scott May.
Good morning. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. There is not much more thrilling in life than riding a motorcycle. And I know there's many on this call that can agree with that. Well, my family's been riding motorcycles my whole life, actually, even before I was born. I will share a screen so you can see this. So here is a picture of my dad. He's the one with the glasses back in the 1940s on his Wizard scooter. So this started long before I was born. And here I am. This is my high school yearbook photo. Yeah, I'm the one kind of standing up. And if you want afterwards, just send me a chat. I'm happy to autograph it and send you a copy. And you might notice the motorcycle, which was one of my dad's dirt bikes. This photo was taken before I had a driver's license. Now, you may also notice, if you look closely in the very back, there might be a case of beer. I'm not sure. I'd have to look closely. Can't really tell. Well, this is the only picture I could find of my first motorcycle that was mine, a 1980 Honda Hawk that I had throughout college. This is a picture taken at the back of the frat house. And here's a picture off the internet of what it actually looked like if you took a picture in daylight, which I wasn't bright enough to do back then, probably still not now either. Here's me sitting on one of my brother's motorcycles. That's my next older brother. Then later, this is the motorcycle. I traded in the Honda and bought a Harley. This is a Softail Custom, really fun ride. And this is the motorcycle I have now, a Harley V-Rod that pretty much can break the speed limit while you're still in first gear. And this is me on a famous windy road in the US called Tail of the Dragon. Suitcase in the back, going as fast as I could, with a photographer there hidden in the bushes. Okay, my wife and I have rented motorcycles all over. Here's us in the mountains out west. Here's me on one of my brother's electric motorcycles. He has 4, by the way. So this brings us to today's story. My brothers took a road trip on the Blue Ridge Parkway. Now, this wasn't our first trip. We've done trips before. In fact, here's our trip from a couple of years ago, pre-pandemic, heading down to Key West with the same three brothers. Great ride. Now, I have to say, with this ride particularly, my wife was not excited about it. Not at all. And she had good reason. Here's a 3D image of my brother's rib cage after him and a deer had a rendezvous near his house in Virginia. In fact, here's circles around each of the broken ribs on his left side with an equal number on the right side. So he is quite fortunate. My wife had reason to be upset and to be concerned, but I told her, hey, the plan is rubber side down. So here's where we were going, the Blue Ridge Parkway. Oh, what an amazing road in America. 459 miles without a traffic light, just glorious. Windy, hilly roads that goes along the spine of the Appalachian and Blue Ridge Mountains, starting at Shenandoah Park, National Park at the north end, Great Smoky National Park in the south end. And this is the most visited section of any national park system in the United States. This was built in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, except for a 7-mile stretch that wasn't completed until the 80s, called the viaduct, because as you can see from this photo, it is like a bridge built on the side of Grandfather Mountain. So an expensive part to build, but a glorious section to ride on. So with my brothers, we set out on a 3-day adventure, 800 miles on 3 bikes, a Triumph, a BMW, and a KTM. Glorious motorcycles, all different, a chance to try different rides every day. And if you haven't been to the Blue Ridge Parkway, it is magnificent. It's a beautiful road, gorgeous vistas, stop-offs along the way, nature at every step. But what's most thrilling is actually on these curvy roads, riding with one hand at 50 miles an hour or faster while you're holding up your camera, taking videos. I mean, what's more thrilling? There's nothing more thrilling. And then as you go around a turn and the truck comes the opposite way, wow, the thrill becomes the peak of the ride. Here's other photos of that. This one's taken with the camera pointed backwards. It's one of my brothers is behind me. It is glorious. And then after a day of riding, have to get dinner. I get a liquid loaf of bread. Some call it beer at a brewery stop here in Roanoke with many on tap. And when you get to the counter and they say which beer, it's hard not to say one of each. The next day, we start up again on the parkway, stop and see the sights along the way, this beautiful mill, and the vistas continue. And talk about the peak. We were at the peak of the United States, east of the Mississippi, Mount Mitchell, the highest elevation. And we cruised into Asheville. Oh, again, dinner time. Oh, maybe some sours this time at the Funkatorium. Oh, on to another brewery. It just doesn't stop. And nothing is complete in Asheville. No trip is complete without a sit in the van at this brewery. Well, at this point, looking at the weather on our phones, there was quite a storm rolling in. So we had decision time. I do not mind riding in the rain, none of us do, but somehow on mountain roads that are windy with traffic, it just seemed less appealing. So we decided to U-turn, head back, and complete the trip. Celebration beverage on my brother's deck in the mountains as sunset came upon our trip. So what's next? I don't know, maybe England, maybe Pacific Coast, but either way, rubber side down. Thank you.
Oh, and thank you, Toastmaster Scott May. Actually, I've been there, done that. few years back, that's one of the things I miss most about my husband. And that is our wonderful motorcycle trips we used to take at the end of August every year. Please provide some feedback to our speaker using the chat feature. And now we'll move on to our second speaker, who is Toastmaster Tom Quinn. Tom is presenting a level 3 elective, Deliver Social Speeches. It's a 3 to 4 minute project in which he asks, why did you join Toastmasters? I'm assuming his response is, which he's using as his title, I come to praise Ralph. Please welcome Toastmaster Tom Quinn.
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, thank you very much. And Scott, what a great speech. Hard for me to go from the Blue Ridge Mountains into a social speech. Really, Ralph is running for a political office and has asked me to introduce him to this group of tadpoles. Ralph wants to be the big frog, and he's looking to make a step from where he was to where he wants to be. His motto is, if you don't know where you are, you'll never get to where you're going, which is sort of consistent with Ralph, because Ralph is somewhat interesting and sort of is a mentor of mine. When I asked him, why did you want to be a tadpole? He said, so when I got older, I wouldn't be sitting by a Dempsey dumpster, drinking wine out of a paper bag and have no one to talk to. Really? How interesting is Ralph? And I thought that was a great motivation, a disclosure of his ability to adapt to people. He said to me one time, all changes, all great changes, Tom, are followed by chaos. Oh, okay. And that's sort of what Ralph has done in his life. He's gone from the Mideast to the South to the West, and he's here looking to have a role with us, and I think he's really well qualified for it. He says that we are the change we seek. Sort of a confusing statement, but that's a statement that has been made by one of our past presidents, right from the Nick. So Ralph is offering himself to us to be the king frog, the bullfrog in the group. And he has promised that he's going to give us flies and worms and feed us and mentor us and lead us to the happy, hallowed promise that he has found in his role as a leader. And this program of being a member of the group, being a pollywog, has helped him to develop from being a pollywog to being a big frog. And it's a wonderful opportunity that he has invited us to follow. And I really appreciate your paying a careful attention to Ralph as he gives his opening speech and tells us in his own words, he cannot say whether things will get better if we change. But what he can say is that they must change if we are to get better. I offer you Ralph. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tom Quinn. Boy, I had to really pay attention to you. I thought you were paying tribute to our founder, Ralph Smedley, but apparently not. Great, great job. I loved all your little twists and turns. Please provide some feedback to our speaker in the chat feature. Toastmaster Bastine, please report on the times for the speeches.
Both speakers qualify. Toastmaster Scott May with 7 minutes and 29 seconds.
Wow.
And Toastmaster Tom Quinn with 3 minutes and 32 seconds. Thank you. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Okay, great job, you guys. Please vote for best speaker. Are we again sending these to Toastmaster Bastine? Yes. Please vote for your choice of best speaker to Toastmaster Bastine. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our general evaluator. This is someone I would like to call a dear and long-term friend, if she will let me. Please welcome distinguished Toastmaster Mary Helen Day. Mary Helen Day.
Thank you. I am so honored. This is the apex of my morning with that tribute, Toastmaster Richmond. And yes, we're going to begin our evaluations. This is so much fun. Why is it fun? Because our speakers actually get the opportunity to hear all about what they were talking about without interruption. Someone to give them not just hugs and kisses, but also some constructive criticism followed by hugs and kisses. That's what it's all about. We want our speakers to continue speaking. We have a timer, and he's going to tell us how long it's going to be for our evaluators. Toastmaster Bastine.
Thank you. Time and requirements for evaluations is 2 to 3 minutes with a 30-second deviation at the beginning or at the end to qualify. I will turn on the green light at 2 minutes, and at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I'll turn on the amber light. And at 3 minutes, you get the red. And just before time's up, I'm going to be flashing everywhere. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And evaluating Toastmaster Scott May's redo is Toastmaster Marie Rock.
Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and most especially Toastmaster Scott May. What a redo. Wow, informative, entertaining, and incorporating every suggestion that I made in my first evaluation. The suggestions that I made were to intersperse slides with your speech, to articulate your word endings, and perhaps one of the most challenging things is to use greater vocal variety, pauses, and enthusiasm, because you have a calm and mellow voice, and to generate enthusiasm, and you did it. I mean, it just exuded from you when you talked about the bikes, the beers, and the fun. So let's take a closer look at some of the things that you did so well, beginning with an excellent introduction, which is the way we start our speeches. It gets us off on the right foot. So we knew we were doing the redo. Then the use of visual aids. You picked up the helmet right in the beginning. You also gave us some history. Wow, with the great photos of your family starting in the 1940s. So that showed us that motorcycle riding is in your genetic makeup. You are meant to do this as well as your brother. So we got the whole feel for this trip. You also talked about the emotion of your wife's fears, complete with x-rays of your poor brother's broken bones. Oh my goodness, I could see why she was in fear. You incorporated the slides beautifully in not only just slides of the mountains, but slides of each of the bikes with an explanation of why it's so thrilling to have this particular bike. You incorporated humor and excellent use of language, very colorful language. And one of the things I like best is you ended with the blank slide. What is in the future? Toastmaster May, we can't wait to hear. Thank you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rock. Evaluating our second speaker of the morning, Toastmaster Tom Quinn, is Toastmaster Kip Barkley.
Yes, thank you so much, Mary Helen, and thank you, Tom Quinn. You appear to actually be following the Pathways program on this speech. I am thoroughly impressed here. Wow, money will exchange hands after this evaluation. I thought you were telling nice stories on this fictitious person aspiring for high office. I like the analogy of tadpoles and bullfrogs. Yes, very clever. It fits in so many organizations. It really, really does. Great change is followed by chaos. I like that quote. I wonder if Google will tell me where it came from. I think it's sadly true. Sadly true. What else was going on? Well, I was just wondering this, trying to identify the person. It wasn't obvious. It wasn't Ralph Smedley. So no, it wasn't that. If I'm going to pick any nits, some of those quotes, I saw you have to lean over and read them off of something. And that's what index cards are for. So you can gracefully read those quotes. But you were clear, nice vocal variety, good eye contact there. Not a lot of gestures. We got to do gestures on Zoom class, right? Wonder who could teach it, not me. You're aware of your audience, you're comfy with us, and we were all thrilled, I thought, just enjoying this whole diatribe, rant, and praise and campaign speech. Oh, we're coming up on elections. We're going to have a lot of campaign speeches out there with ahs, ers, and ums, but not from you. That's good. Yes, yes. What else can I say? I'm looking at these notes. I can't be biting and caustic because you did well on this thing. And you're setting an example doing pathway stuff. Oh, this is good all around. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Barkley, for that evaluation and little mirror or little window into your opinion about Toastmaster Quinn. All right. Toastmaster Bastine, how did our evaluators do?
Both evaluators qualify. Toastmaster Marie Rock with 2 minutes and 51 seconds, and distinguished Toastmaster Kip Barkley with 2 minutes and 18 seconds.
Okay. So please send Toastmaster Bastine your vote for the better evaluator of the morning. It is our turn now to kind of wrap up the meeting, not quite wrap up the meeting, but just to give you my evaluation of the meeting. But again, we have those helpers. So I know that Toastmaster Quinn was counting those ahs fastidiously. Correct, Toastmaster Quinn? Oh, you got to open your mic. He's speechless. It was amazing what was happening with the ahs today. He can barely talk, but I'm sure eventually we'll get him to do. Should we skip him for a little bit while he works with his mic and go on to our grammarian, Toastmaster Pam Scrimshire?
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Thank you very much. Yes, I listened and we used lots of APECs and APCs. Everybody, as far as I could tell, did, and some people did it 2 or 3 times. I know some of these phrases have been used before, but I love them. I love the rubber side down. Now, I remember there was an old joke about green side down. I'd never heard rubber side down. Now, maybe common in you all motorcycle riders, you all, I'm not one of them. So I encourage that. I think it's very descriptive. Advance to the rear. Toastmaster Jim Day had a dose of karma, which, gosh, I'd like to be able to put on some people sometimes. I am definitely voting for Ralph if I'm going to get some worms and flies. I don't care if he's just running for a polywog. You got to start somewhere. Marie Rock talked about a mellow voice. And yeah, you know, you can hear that, a mellow voice. What a good description. And a window into your opinion. That's a cute idea. We did have a couple of not use the whole word, like cuz. Gotta use the whole word. Becky Jo Bean has re-upped. She'll be honest for doing that, like gunnas and stuff, because. And sometimes our pronouns do not match. So anytime you're using a so-and-so and so-and-so, like you and me or him and I, try we and us and see which one fits, because I've heard on national TV anchors use it wrong. So it's not like you're not in good company, but we want to be better than them. And the Grammarian Award of the morning goes to Toastmaster Rog because she used the, it's in your, and I assumed she was going to go blood, genetic makeup. Good twist. Congratulations. And Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Scrimshire. This is the first time I heard a grammarian talk about mismatched pronouns. Boy, you are taking us to another level. After all these years, we really like that, Toastmaster Scrimshire. Okay, we're ready for Toastmaster Quinn. He's going to tell us about our Oz, you knows, clutch words. How do we do?
I must tell you, I apologize for the failure of technical connection here. However, that from time to time does occur. But this devil is going back into the box. I did not hear one and particularly I was very scrupulous as I listened to Val talking as a new member, and she was clean as a whistle and did a splendid job. And for a new member, Val, I must share with you, when I first joined this club, I must have had 7 or 8 within the first 3 minutes of speaking. You will be more than welcome and a good example here for us. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
That's great, Toastmaster Quinn. And I had 14 Oz in my icebreaker. So yeah, we all started from the level, huh? We did. So to evaluate the whole meeting, again, even without the ghouls, we manage along. You know, they are like a bright, shining gloss to our particular meeting, but you got to have the bones. You got to have the structure. And that's what Earlybird has. It has the structure, it has the bones, has the people that know what they're doing. And not only that, we have new people that add such a wonderful twist and delight to our meeting. Every time we have a new member, Val, it really gives us a little bit of a kick and we enjoy our meetings even more. So we're going to enjoy your being here from now on. So thank you for becoming a member. We love it. We had elections of officers. Wow, we did it one more time. I have to say something about Toastmaster Bastine. He has been one of the best sergeant at arms we have ever had. He has been so dedicated and so professional. He made sure we started the meeting on time, every single time, that I know he's going to be a phenomenal president. And being president, as we have seen all year through Toastmaster Barone, I had said to Kip Barkley early on, don't make Paolo be president. Don't put that pressure on him. And you know what Toastmaster Barkley said to me? He says, oh, I think he can handle it. And yes, he has handled it extremely well. He has been a fabulous president. We're going to miss all that enthusiasm, but that doesn't mean you're off the hook, Toastmaster Barone, just because you're not president anymore. We want you here. We like that energy. And we need, you know, we need everyone here. That's what we need. Meeting was great. Our Toastmaster, as always, is professional. She moved the meeting right along. We had wonderful speeches from Toastmaster Scott May, who did his his speech over again. And to me, it sounded like a whole new speech practically. And then Toastmaster Queen is so, I don't know about that frog that you were trying to get elected. Was it a frog? I'm not quite sure, but hey. And our evaluations, again, great evaluations right along. So everyone did their role. We did well this week. I don't have any complaints about anything. Should I? Does anyone miss something that I should have evaluated in a more negative manner? No, we're going to leave it on that positive note. And with that, we will return control of the meeting to our Toastmaster.
Ray, thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator, for a nice comprehensive overview of today's meeting, which has been packed full of wonderful things. And now, the time we have been waiting for, our best table topic speaker this morning, none other than our newest member, Toastmaster Val Cray. Great job. Yay, congratulations, Val. Our best evaluator this morning, for the second time around, Toastmaster Marie Rock. Yay. And our best speaker this morning, also second time around, Toastmaster Scott May. I congratulate every one of you who participated in this morning's meeting and made it the apex of the week. And I return control to our most delightful and engaging president, Toastmaster Paolo Barone.
Thank you, Toastmaster Richmond. Great job as a conductor of this train, the Toastmaster of the day. And congratulations to the new leadership team. Congratulations to our incoming President, Toastmaster Bastin. You are going to be great and you are going to enjoy every minute of it like I have enjoyed. I loved it. It's been a great experience. When is the last? When is the new leadership team take over next month?
July 1st.
July.
July 1st. Okay.
You're not done yet,
I have another month, so it's going to be all from Italy. All right.
Hey.
I do apologize. I just had a customer come in and they're here earlier than we opened, but I'll be invocator next week and filling wherever I can. So I have to
Okay.
jump out.
Okay. Make me co-host just in case, if you
Yes,
would.
I am right now. I'm going to make you host. And there it is. Okay. You're the host.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Have a great week, everybody.
So you do those, Mas Bastina. Should we try to fill in some other role?
Let's do that. Okay, Randolph said invocator. Excellent. We have a guest Toastmaster next week and Alita speaking. That will fill up all 3 slots. Everything else is wide open.
You're muted.
I will be, Kip, I'll be grammarian. This is Marie.
Okay, Marie is grammarian.
Be an evaluator, Kip, this Mary Helen.
Mary Helen will evaluate. Okay, more.
I'll evaluate.
Huh? You will evaluate. Very good. Very good. Looking around, we need a Toastmaster, table topics, general evaluator.
I can do Toastmaster.
You are so good.
Pam.
Okay, okay. I expect to be zooming in from Plant City, Florida. We will see where I am. I
can do table topics or general evaluator, whichever is still open.
Okay, they're both good. More. Now, Val, when you're ready, you can do that icebreaker. I sent you that, and they won't let you go online and sign that up until June 6th, but that's because they're doing maintenance, nothing personal. But you could do any of these meeting roles if you want to try. I can send you the scripts for them.
Okay, if you send me the scripts, I will look at them and choose one.
You can reply.
Yeah.
I will do that. I will
Thank
do.
you.
Probably send them to everybody because they can't have too many scripts. Okay, we're coming along very nicely.
Actually, rather than the scripts, the link to the blog, because the scripts are there, and that's, two birds with one stone, then Val can see the blog too.
Ah,
And then have the link to the blog.
and then have the link to the blog, which is on the front page of the website. But wow. And yes, there's a whole bunch of great stuff on the website too, in case you ever get curious. Okay, we seem to have a start here for a meeting. I will be after people and doing broadcasts. Another great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kip.
Wow.
Bye, everybody. Have a great week.
Bye.
All right. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.